Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. This video is about EOS R5 first firmware update. Canon has released the first firmware update for EOS R5. Let's see what's in that and what are the improvements, what are the changes. Everybody is expecting something related to the overheating problem. For me personally, let me tell you, I don't have that problem because I am not using that much of 4K. I am not using that much of like high frame rate 4K shooting or continuous 4K shooting. As a vlogger, I really don't need, but there would be a lot of people who would be buying this camera looking only to shoot on 4K at very high frames per second. Let me tell you, if you're going to shoot 4K at 24 frames per second or 25 frames per second, you would not have any problem. I am doing it. I can do as much as 4K on 25 frames per second. I don't have a problem with that. But when I switch to 4K HQ or 4K like 60 frames per second or 50 frames per second, or even the high speed, the slow motion one, it is a problem. It gets overheat. And 8K, definitely there is a overheat problem, but I am not shooting on 8K. I rarely shoot because it's very difficult to store these footages, edit these footages, and I really don't need it. So let's get into the upgrade part. Everybody would be knowing how to update the firmware. Let me show you to you. I just need to go to the Canon website and get it downloaded first. I've gone to the Canon website and I am downloading the firmware now. You can find the link of the download page. I went to the Canon USA website and it's available for Windows as well as Mac. I'm using Mac. I'm downloading it. This is my R5. I'm shooting this video using my EOS R. So what I do is I just first connect the camera. So let me check the file downloads. Yes, this is. So I open it. So what I basically do is I'll copy this file and keep it on the desktop. There is a documentation also, the update procedure. You can go through that. It's basically what we have to do is now connect the camera. Connect the camera using the USB 3 cable. Switch on the camera. Make sure that your batteries are full. And open the Canon, quit other programs, open the Canon EOS utility, Canon EOS utility. And go to the main window and go to the camera settings. Then go to the firmware update. This is the folder which has all the details related to the update. You can go through that and this is the update file. And now what I am going to do is I am going to launch the Canon EOS utility. So once the utility is open, I go to the main window, I go to the camera settings, and I go to the firmware update. My current firmware is 1.0.0. Continue. Next. Next I need to browse. I have saved it on the desktop. So desktop is this is the file. Okay, I go next. So the update is from 1.0.0 to 1.1.0. Next. Okay. So, warning, do not touch or switch off the power. I'll just show you how the things are happening. So guys, done with the firmware update. This is done. Okay. So what does this update do? Basically, update is focusing on stabilization, the overheating issues, uh, some FTP connectivity issue. There were many information out there stating that the real overheating is not happening. There is some error in showing the overheating time or the camera shutting down. So that is being taken care in this. And the second thing is the stabilization. It has improved the stabilization, so it should be really interesting to use it and test it and come back to you guys rather than me just reading out the documentation. So what I will do is I'll use this camera for next 2-3 days. So that's all for now. Stay tuned. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Bye for now. Take care.